The police have arrested a suspect who had allegedly ignored repeated safety warnings from neighbors. The incident occurred around 9 p.m. on Tuesday while the child was playing. Eyewitnesses say the tank had remained exposed for months despite multiple complaints. FCT Police PRO SP Josephine Ade confirmed that preliminary investigations revealed neighbors had warned the suspect several times about the uncovered tank, but no action was taken. The child was pulled out and rushed to the hospital where he was declared dead. The suspect, identified as Jalo, is now in custody as investigations continue. FCT Commissioner of Police commiserated with the bereaved family and urged residents to prioritize environmental safety and child monitoring. Further updates will be provided as police deepen the investigation. Now, last week or 2 weeks ago, another child did fall into a septic tank and died. He went out with his mom to visit his auntie, and he was just, playing around, and all of a sudden he was not seen. Everybody was looking. He was found. Is this a new way for us to live now? What are your thoughts on this report?
The question is, why would a septic tank be left uncovered? When we talk about safety, what goes through people's mind? You see, safety should be a culture. Safety shouldn't be optional. Safety is not something you do as a matter of convenience. It's a matter of necessity. To be safe is to live. You can't boldly be assured that you are living the next minute if you are not safe. And when we talk about safety, it is not just about the kidnappers and all those fifth columnist issues and all that. There's also the environmental safety. People, what came to mind now is there is this saying from political, somebody how man is capable of destroying himself if left unchecked, which is why we need external discipline in society. This brings to mind, usually, I don't know what the situation is in Abuja, but you have ministries, Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Health, and you have each resident, to the best of my knowledge, belong to a particular council area, whether you are in Lagos or Port Harcourt. I remember those days growing up in Lagos. We have people who go around monitoring health workers, so they call them. They go about monitoring environment, so because this news said for months. If the people around has called the guy to order and he didn't act on it, was there no authority they would have reported to, maybe to the local council or something, those in charge of environment? Because for the life of me, I don't understand why a septic tank should be left uncovered, apart from the fact that it can take a life, just like as it has done. It carries a health risk. It carries an environmental risk. If it rains and get flooded, everything will be washed out, and the implication of that. If it's a place where you have flood, and this man who probably has not been able to cover the septic tank, if the place is messed up, would he come and clear it? So I don't know. At times we are just complacent as a people. Why did the resident feel it was okay just to call the man's attention repeatedly? I mean,
because he's an adult, so
yes, but after some time, if he is not hidden, there's another step to be taken. I mean, if it's, to the best of my knowledge, even if you want to evacuate your septic tank, one of the provisions you should make as a sane person is the provision to cover it immediately, the evacuation. Everywhere I've seen that done, there's always a small portion of cement and sand waiting. The moment the evacuation tank is done, you don't wait the next second, you cover it and then allow it to dry. So to have left it uncovered for months, and everybody was okay with it, it's terrible. It shows how much you don't take safety seriously. Unfortunately, this innocent child have to pay for it.
Rather sad. Now, you talked about these bodies that are meant to go around to check. I have been in my current apartment where I live for, let's say 5 years approximately. No one has come to check for any of those. Now, because this is becoming rather predominant, like I said, last week there was still a young boy, about same age, if I'm not mistaken, lost his life in that septic tank. Do you think that you know, the Ministry of Environment should pick this up, because this is an environmental hazard with septic tanks being open?
Yes.
And you know, appoint gather on a team to go through to check in houses. And you know, the reference you made to back then in Lagos, were there fences in the houses? You know, back in the day we didn't have fences, so it was all open and people could move in. I mean, do you think there is anything of this sort we can do, given especially with the fact that people now have fences and gates everywhere for security reasons?
I was coming to that. You see, like even back then in Lagos, they were more common in particular locations than in others. And even when they come to certain places, for example, if you see them around areas like Ikoyi, Victoria Land and other, they probably may not have access to enter individual compounds because of the gated nature of those compounds. But if it is in other areas where the place is not gated, it's there for them. And then also there's also this should I use the word bias now, that suggests that in some areas people are more likely to know what to do, so they don't give them much attention as compared to in suburb, where they feel like, you know, they have to be on people and all that. So the thing is this, that's what I was even going to ask, but the report doesn't suggest that it was a gated compound, because if it was a gated compound, those children probably won't have access to that compound. So I know those checks may be a little bit difficult in an environment like ours, where all the buildings are gated. So I mean, like if you go to where I live now, I'm not sure anybody knocking at the gate will have an access to it, because it's structured in such a way that everybody have his key. If I come in, I open and go in. So even if somebody is at home and you are knocking, you probably won't get a response. So in that case, it will be difficult for those people to access. But if you even look at general environmental inspection and enforcement, it may not necessarily be with force and other, but you know, do we even have a system that enlightens people on these dangers, common things people should know about safety? And I think this, maybe safety should also be part of our school curriculum system, if this curriculum is not already overburdened. I mean, people should have a way of knowing what is safe and what is not safe. They are safe conditions. You can't create an unsafe condition where people live, especially with where children are. Even with a safe condition, you don't trust the judgment of a child. Talk of when you create an unsafe environment.
Thank you so much for your insight on that.